Hi, I'm Niall from GulfStream Boat Sales. Here we have a Bayliner 245 sports cruiser that was built in 2008. It's fitted with the Mercruiser's 5-litre MPI 260 horsepower stern drive engine, matched up to a Bravo 3 drive. That's the counter-rotating twin prop drive. And this boat is in absolutely immaculate condition. It is basically like a new boat. The boat has run 76 hours since it was commissioned in 2008, and the owner has looked after it like a baby. Walking around this boat, the gel coat is like a pure glass finish. It's totally free from any defects or fading or scuffing or anything at all. The colour band and the solid hull, the white hull, it's all totally perfect. As is all of the stainless steel trim, the stainless steel rails, the cleats, the skin fittings, everything. There's no tarnishing on the boat at all. I mean, it really does. It looks just like a new boat sitting in the showroom. There was no work put into preparing this boat really in any great shape, form or fashion. This is how you see it now. This is how the owner has maintained it from day one. Whenever it was on the price list in 2011, the retail value of this boat with this spec was in excess of £60,000. Its replacement is the Bayliner 255, which is just a little bit bigger, but it's still the same size, still an 8'6" beam, a trailerable beam. And it's now, to buy one of those boats with the same spec as this brand new, is in excess of £75,000 on the retail price. And even after you're finished negotiating with a dealer, it's still going to be up around £70,000. So this boat, at the price it's advertised at, is just amazing value for money, because like I said, you're basically buying what it essentially amounts to a new boat here, at a price that, well under half of what you would pay for an equivalent boat from Bayliner today. So stepping on board the boat, one of the first things you notice is that we've got a single level cockpit the whole way throughout the boat, so you can move around the cockpit nice and easily, no steps or anything to trip over. And we've got a nice deep integrated swim platform across the stern here as well, with a couple of big chunky handrails to make sure you get secure footing whenever you're stepping onto the boat. We've also got a full-size transom gate here, which we can close, and it means you can keep kids and equipment on board the boat safely whenever you're underway. But you've still got a nice clear passage onto the boat whenever you're tied up at the dock. This boat has a full set of Bayliner's camper covers as well. So in addition to the bimini top and the front and side curtains, we've also got this camper back, which extends the bimini at full height right the way to the back of the cockpit. And we've got a vertical stern curtains. So whenever you have the canvas covers up, you don't lose any headroom inside the cockpit, so that's a great feature. The owner also has a tonneau cover for the boat, so if you're towing the boat or for storage or whatever, you can take all the camper covers down completely and put a tonneau cover on. And the owner has never had that tonneau cover out of the packet. We've got it here in the boat, still inside the original wrapper, so that's a brand new tonneau cover as well. So that is one of the big benefits and appeals of a boat of this type, this size of boat, is that while you get all the creature comforts you need for cruising and for spending extended periods of time on board, it's only 8'6" wide, so you can still legally put it on a trailer, hook it up to a 4x4 and tow it around the country. The cockpit layout on the boat is extremely versatile. We've got an aft transom seat which we can fold down flat, so if you're fishing off the boat, it means that you've got a clear deck. You can also lift up the snap-in carpets. There's obviously a full fiberglass liner underneath those. Or if you're doing water sports or pulling towables and things, and you want somewhere where the kids can come and stand and drip off and dry themselves down, then you can drop down this seat and it gives you a nice big clear area of deck space. Otherwise, you can set the seat up, put the table in, and you've got two bench seats facing each other around the table, and it's a really nice sociable layout. With the cockpit table in here, we've got two choices. You've got this little like drinks table, or you can put the main table from the cabin and set it up on the stand up here if you're eating up in the cockpit. So I mean, it's a nice deep seat. We can fit 2 adults on this seat, we can fit 2 adults on that seat. There's a couple of integrated stainless steel cup holders as well behind the forward seat. And a couple of other things back here. We've got the nice LEDs, blue LEDs dotted throughout the cockpit to give you a nice glow of lighting after dark. We've got integrated shower here as well on the port side, so for if you're hosing yourself down after a swim, it's handy with hot and cold water. And then we've also got storage under both this seat. There's a locker in the transom here which you can access underneath this seat, and we've got a big locker underneath the forward seat as well, and that swallows up an Igloo cool box, so you put your cool box in there and a little canvas screen covers that in. Coming forward then, this port side lounger seat, the backrest on it can flip forward, or sorry, flip backwards, and then you've got a nice forward facing sun lounger here, or just port side seat right up the port side of the boat. The upholstery and everything on all the seating in here, the carpets, everything looks just like new. Literally, there's not a single mark on any of the upholstery in this boat. There's not a single mark on any of the carpets, any of the other fabrics. Everything is totally pristine condition. The helm position, for as you would expect on a sports cruiser, it's a nice commanding driving position. You do get like a sporty feel with the stainless steel centered steering wheel, leather rimmed, and the throttle position is nice and it's close at hand here as well, so you can keep good control of the boat whenever you're underway. This helm seat does slide fore and aft, and the steering wheel tilts up and down, so it's very easy to get a comfortable driving position on the boat. There's a nice foot brace as well, which you don't always find on Bayliners actually. So it's a nice feature to get a good foot brace here as well. So if you are driving energetically through choppier waters, you can brace yourself against the seat and hang on tight. We've got a Faria digital depth gauge. We've got a remote control up here for the stereo. This boat, it hasn't got any electronics installed. This is just as it was supplied from the factory, so you get a nice clear area here up on the dash for fitting in whatever electronics you so wish. The owner of this boat did all his boating exclusively on the lakes, and he knew the lakes very well, so he didn't have any requirement for any electronics. But again, it's another feature of the boat that it's only ever had use on fresh water, and you can really tell that, you know, even right down to these little aluminium frames that would always tarnish very quickly on a saltwater boat, and even some freshwater boats. They're absolutely perfect condition here on this boat. So yeah, the theme of tip-top condition continues throughout the helm here. Engine access on this boat for all your daily maintenance checks is very simple. We don't have to move any carpets, we don't have to move any seating. We just open the clips one on either side and lift the hatch. Lifts on a couple of gas assist struts that hold it in position whenever it's open. As you can see, we've got a 5-litre MPI fuel injected engine, so it's turnkey start, automatic choke control, a very smooth running engine. Condition wise, again, everything is absolutely tip-top condition. We've done a full diagnostic check on the engine, and we're going to publish the reports on the site just below the video. You can click on the PDF links there, but basically they show that the engine has had 76 hours of running time since new. I think something like 25 of those hours have been at idle, so it's whenever the owner's come down to the boat and has been cleaning around, and he's just had the engine ticking over to keep the batteries charged up. And the boat has spent most of its time below half throttle, and you can see that from the engine runtime report. So the boat really has not been used very much. It's been totally cared for like a baby by the current owner, and it's really apparent to see everything. The engine bay is totally clean. There's not a single spot of corrosion anywhere in that engine bay, and really you couldn't distinguish that from the engine bay of a brand new boat. Access into the cabin is through a nice wide entry door and a couple of offset steps, and we've got a good decent sized galley here as well. We've got a single burner electric or alcohol stove. We've got a microwave that works off the shore power. Neither of these pieces of equipment look like they've ever been used. We've got a large and deep single drainer stainless steel sink with hot and cold running water, and behind that we've got a little bit of storage in this unit. Nice big shelf up here, and we've got plenty of cupboards dotted throughout the galley. We've got our shore power control panel here, and just underneath the galley we've got a nice dual voltage fridge that runs off either 12 volts whenever you're out and about, or 240 volts whenever you're plugged into shore power. We've got a great bit of headroom, up to 6 foot at the galley, so you can stand and work at the galley, no problem. And we've also got a nice wide entry into the aft cabin, which again is unusual for a boat of this size. Normally they're like a little crawl space in there, but we've got a nice big space, so it feels nice and airy and spacious in there, so you're not going to get claustrophobic if you're sleeping in the aft cabin. We've got a pump out sea toilet, and we've also got a which empties into a holding tank. This boat's also equipped with a macerator, and we've got a hot and cold water tap, and that converts into a shower as well, so the whole compartment is lined and drained and acts as a shower compartment. The seating area on the Bayliner 245 up in the forepeak of the bow is very good. There's easily enough to get 4 or 5 adults seated around the oval shaped table, and this also then converts into a double bed at night time. Lots of storage up around the backs, up around the back of the seating, and the other fantastic feature on this, and indeed all the Bayliner cruisers, are the high level windows right the way along the top of the cabin roof line there. So if you're down here whenever the boat's underway, say you're working at the galley or whatever, it's always great that you can keep an eye on the horizon. Stops people getting seasick, and it also really alleviates that feeling of claustrophobia that you can sometimes get in other models of boat like this, where you're working solely off an overhead port light or deck hatch. So that's lots of natural light in here, and it makes it a really pleasant place to spend time. So if you're sitting on board of an evening, you can just as comfortably sit down in the cabin as you can up in the cockpit. In terms of the condition down here, everything is absolutely pristine, as new. Not a single mark can I find on the seat upholstery or the roof line or any of the other cabin materials. The actual galley cabinetry and the surface tops, everything is totally pristine. Another fantastic feature on a boat of this size is the air conditioning with reverse cycle heating on board as well. We've got the control panel for that just at your right hand as you come down into the cabin. So again, that's a feature that really extends the cruising ability of this boat and makes it able to be kept in the water and used year round. Hopefully that does this boat justice. I mean, I really can't say enough about the great condition this boat's in. It's a fantastic cruising boat in its own right, the Bayliner 245, very popular with first-time buyers looking to get into the cruising lifestyle, or likewise people who've had smaller boats beforehand and they want to get something a little bit bigger that they can extend their horizons with. The fact that it's trailerable makes it a really versatile boat and means you can cover lots of different cruising areas, all with the same boat. This one, like I said, the condition is just fantastic. It's only run 76 hours. The spec is great. It's got all your creature comforts on board, with the toilet, the full galley facilities, the macerator. The addition of the heating and the air conditioning system on board is a really great bonus as well. You don't often find in a boat of this size. And the 5-litre engine is super refined. Yeah, the boat's phenomenal condition. It's excellent value whenever you stack it up to the price of a new one. And if you want to have a look at it, or you want any more information about the boat, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you for watching.